chance to make an intention. An intention that for the next couple of hours, I'm going to suspend all the stresses, the challenges that I face in my life. And we have plenty of those going around. So whether it's stress at work or relationships or just getting by, the mind is often bothering us, tormenting us with things that we have to worry about. Well, there'll be a time and a place for those things. For now, the conversation is, I will deal with you, just not right now. This is a little time for myself to focus on my spiritual self. And as many of us in the room already know, the true essence of ourselves is our spirit, or in Sanskrit, Atma. And what is the nature of Atma? Sat, Chit, Ananda. Full of truth, full of bliss, full of knowledge. It is an often untapped energy source that lies within. And today we will use sacred sound and mantras to tap into that resource. That's the goal. Each mantra that we vibrate today is going to coax open the heart space, just like a lotus flower blooms. So lovingly, petal by petal, we're going to open that lotus flower in the heart with mantras. And when our mind wanders in a kirtan, the best part is the collective voices of others around us will help carry us forward. And hopefully after this experiment of a couple of hours, you'll find that the heart has opened. So take this few seconds, 5 or 6 seconds, or maybe 10. Make a little intention. Whether you are a chanter for life, that you've been doing this for a long time, or if this is relatively new to you, make an intention that for the next few hours, I'm going to try the pudding. I'm going to go right into it. Instead of trying to philosophize about it, I'm going to experience and let myself fully go into the mantras in this age-old tradition. Make that little intention for yourself. Let's close this meditation with another 3 deep collective breaths. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. And breathe out. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. Last time, deep breath in. And breathe out. Let's bring our hands to the heart space in the pranam pose. And let's go from that metaphysical space we were just into the physical. Rub your hands together. Let's get some tactile sensation back. Bring ourselves back to this space. Yeah, you got it. We warm the hands. We'll hopefully warm the voice, warm the heart. And because our hands are kind of already like this, let's keep them in a little namaste or pranam pose. And we're about to go on a journey together as family. So greet each other with a very warm left, right, behind, and in front. Namaste. A little warm namaste to each other. And because we're going to be vibrating the timeless and ancient Hare Krishna mantra, you can keep those same hands together, and this time with a beaming smile, welcome your neighbor left, right, front, and behind with a very warm Hare Krishna. Okay, you're all set. We're done. Everyone's already beaming. That's great. Okay, we're going to go into our chanting. We're going to focus mainly on the Hare Krishna mantra, but we thought we'd do a little warm-up bhajan or chant first. But before we go there, I'm going to ask if Taravali, they can lead us in a little invocation mantra. Many of us are familiar with this mantra that we're about to chant, our invocation. If some of us are relatively new, then the mood behind these invocation mantras, which call upon the mood of gratitude towards the great line of teachers, then your mood in your meditation can just be that mood of thankfulness in the heart. Wouldn't you agree that the world could use more gratitude? Yeah, certainly now more than ever. So while these mantras call upon the great teachers, acharyas that have passed this knowledge down, at the very least you can keep in that mood in your heart, thankfulness. Meditate on someone in your life, perhaps a teacher. Bonus points if it's someone that has nudged you along on your spiritual path. Such is the role of the teacher or the guru. And then we'll go into our first chant. She likes the spot. We learn.
If it's okay with everyone, we'll start with a few ohms all together, just to set the right mood.
Let's fill this space with that vibration, the primordial sound of Om, knowledge of invocation. Keep it. We'll just warm up our vocal cords. A simple chant. You can repeat after me. Govinda Hare. Govinda Hare. Gopala Hare. Gopala Hare. Jaya Jaya Deva Hare. Jaya Jaya Deva Hare. Normally we do that a couple of times to practice, but you clearly know what you're doing. So we're in good shape. We'll dive into it. Okay, Yamuna, it's all yours. Let's just go right into the chant of the Maha mantra. But before we do that, let's just imagine the heart now overflowing like a vessel that's being filled with water and overflowing. So repeat after me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Rama Rama.
Rama Rama.
Hare Hare.
Hare
We say this at most of our kirtans. Just like that heart vessel is filling with water. No impurity can make their way in. No impurity can stay in that water because it's just overflowing. That's what we're doing today. We're keeping that energy, that vibration, the chanting of these divine names flowing. Because it's when we're stagnant, when we feel stagnant in our life, that's when the heart can become contaminated. That's when that little ink drop stays and colors. So if we keep that vibration flowing, that's the goal. When we chant these divine names, Krishna, Rama, Radha. Hey, Revati, come on forward. How does Krishna stand? Give a little twirl. Let's see how he stands. Leela, do you want to help? She's not quite ready. Stand right here in front. Come on over here. Let's give a little twirl. Let's show Krishna. How does Krishna stand? Krishna stands. In his three bended form, playing the flute, always depicted with the divine feminine Radha. How does Radha stand? Twirl, and there she is. We chant the name of Rama, the source of all pleasure, the source of all. And Rama is the great monarch leader. How does Rama stand with his bow and arrow? There he is. Rama. Yeah. Thanks, Revati. We were just scoring the easy round of applause there. Get the kids involved, do something. No, I'm joking. Yeah. I mean, hey, we really believe that children should be part of this process. It's community comes together, chants and celebrates, and that's how we honor the divine names like Krishna, Rama. Sorry? Yeah. Let's do it again as we go into this final mantra together now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Let's try that again all together. Hare
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Slowly close your eyes. Take that deep breath. In this little shortened Kirtan, this sound vibration exploration, take a moment and reflect on the little journey that your heart has gone on. Each one of us has invited mantras into the heart, divine names. And each one of us has vibrated these mantras, this divine chanting, infusing these very walls with bhakti, with divine names, Krishna, Rama, Hare, Govinda, Hare, Gopal. In these final two mantras that Taravali will lead, if you have had any inhibitions thus far, if your mind has put any block, if there's been part of you that has been thinking, what am I doing here on a Sunday afternoon? I could have been at home. I have laundry to do, those kind of things, yeah? Any block that's been there up to this point, this is your chance with these final two mantras. Just let it go. So as Taravali sings these two mantras and we repeat back, just fully let the names do their medicinal work. Invite them into your heart.
Hare
Let's raise our arms in the air like this together.
Yes, thank you very much. Let's all together raise our hands in the air. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're very honored to be in Angus. What amazing chanting. That was such great vibration. Everyone deserves a round of applause. Thank you so very much.
All right, thank you so much. So now we have a bit of time to hear from Bhaktimarga Swami. We'll give a little time for discussion and maybe a little Q&A.
Sure. No problem. Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Yeah, Kebala Bhakti, wonderful job done. You and Taruvali and the Bhakti bunch. They're all over the place. and thanks all the administrators here, admin people, Krishna, Harikata, and family, and devotees from far and wide. Owen Sound, Toronto. Let's see, where else? Collingwood, of course. Grace Bridge. Wow. Angus. Oh, do we have some Angus people here? Are you living here now?
No, Rosemont.
Okay, Rosemont. Okay. Good bunch. Now this is the way it should be. Thank you. So on the theme of traveling, which you brought up, Kevala, the soul travel. I just had the good fortune to come back from India just a few days ago. And prior to that, I'll just tell a little bit about my journey and also the very important place in the universe is a place called Mayapur. I'll tell you why it's significant in a minute. Om Jnana Tamadasya, Jnana Jana Shalakaya, Chakshuram Yena, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. I took a trip I stopped in the Netherlands before going to India. I made that particular arrangement. We have three devotees there, just outside Amsterdam, who have taken very seriously to this process of bhakti. So they invited me over, and we gave them what's called Diksha, initiation. So they're very serious about this project. And my ancestry, my parents come from Holland. So I decided let's go there and get a feel of my parents, They used to always talk about canals and dikes and flat land and tulips and wooden shoes and windmills. And of course I got to see all of that. And I went to Amsterdam to see to go to the secret annex, Anne Frank, her family and all that, that horrible wait period, almost 2 years they were stuck in there, and then of course the worst part of it is being taken to Auschwitz and that horrific kind of experience. But anyways, it was very nice to be there. And while I was there, I was very determined. This land is flat. It's not very big. And even though I had my knees replaced because of the excess walking, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it next year when I go. I'll slide across. Then after that, I flew from Amsterdam to Kolkata, and that's where I met with a group of, let's say, thespian devotees. I write plays, I direct them, and so a group of devotees came from South Africa, Durban, and so we all kind of met there around the same time within the range of 1-2 hours. It's magical how it works out. And then 3 devotees from Spain, who are all, dancers, actors, that kind of thing. So our intent was to entertain the crowds. Not in Kolkata, but a bumpy ride, 4-hour bumpy ride to Mayapur, which is the birthplace of Chaitanya. Now, who is Chaitanya? Well, he's the father of the name, the holy name. He's the father, the one who started this whole Kirtan process, and to take it all outside of temples and go out with the outer world, up in public places where everyone can enjoy this, the partyism of Kirtan, chanting and dancing, and a little bit of howling and kids doing their stuff. Yes. So Chaitanya, just a little bit about him, why he's significant. He was born on February the 18th, 86, just off 1 year. And at that time, Europe was going through a humanistic renaissance. And India was going through another kind of a renaissance. It was a spiritual renaissance. And there were some people surging who had this holy disposition. If you know the Sikh movement, which has been around for about 500 years, their leader, Guru Nanak, was born around that time, and Chaitanya and he met in a place called Puri. There was Mirabai, who was a famous saintly woman, and so what was surging was something called Bhakti, devotion, and in infusing into the tradition of the Vedas, something called Bhakti, devotion, love, deep love, and encouraging integrity, and just letting your heart go, much like what we're doing here. So I had a chance to stay for 3 weeks in Mayapur with those thespian devotees, and we all crammed together. We get free rooms because of our services. And what is that service? Well, we spend a lot of time in what's called the Samadhi. It's called the Pushpa Samadhi of Prabhupada, our Guru. And there's an auditorium in there. It's a cozy place. And I know what you were trying to do is create a sort of a semicircle of people, right? Well, it's shaped like a Shakespearean stage. And it's underrated, rarely used. So when we come in there, we just rock the place. And with practices, we did 2 plays, each are about 45 minutes long. And the first one is called The Age of Kali. So maybe you've heard that term before, Kali. Kali is kind of a dark time. We're in the middle of it. But also, during this time, some luminaries came out, and Chaitanya is one of them. That's where we practice is basically the birthplace of Chaitanya. And I'll just say a little bit about him. He was born, as I mentioned, and just I would say like a 20-minute walk from where there's a big temple being structured right now. And he was born right by a neem tree. Neem, are any of you familiar with the good neem toothpaste and soap? That's let's say, very cleansing. And neem tree is just like our maple tree, basically. And it has properties that will cure leprosy and keeps away mosquitoes. And if you kind of crush it and mix it with water, and make it, turn it into a pulp, roll it in a ball, and swallow it, those little pesky guys will stay away. So it's also known that Bhutas means ghosts and evil spirits, they won't come around the neem tree. So that's where he was born. And just another walk like 20 minutes away is called Srivastangam. And that's the place where the Kirtan started, just like what we're doing now, especially when it comes to dancing and singing. That's where it all began. And of course, some people didn't like it because, there was no real set curfew to my knowledge, because it's India, nothing's really set, And it's kind of like the land of lawlessness, do what you want, anything goes, within certain parameters. Okay, so the Kirtan went on, was conducted by Chaitanya himself, and his associates, his friends, his buddies, and they would go into the wee hours of the morning. So you can imagine some people had a little hard time sleeping at night, and that kind of thing. There were complaints there. Nevertheless, this Kirtan movement took shape and started to spread all over India as Chaitanya himself went to different parts of India, right down to the southernmost point. So we're talking about West Bengal, where he was born, and it's more on the eastern side, but he zipped down to the south and carried on up to the north and went very far to the western side, and also as far north as what we call Vrindavan, which is where Krishna was born 5,000 years ago. So he was a walker, and he had a good excuse for just walking because there weren't any cars in those days. Like must have been heaven, right? And I'm not a car lover, as you probably may know. So that was his contribution. We started to perform for pilgrims who were coming from all different parts of the world, all the different continents. And, the story of the Age of Kali, it basically portrays the world in which we live, full of lust and anger, greed, madness, envy, and illusion. And we had people play those roles, personified. So you can imagine how over the top it is and how much fun it really can be. And back in '76 was when it was first performed in Mayapur. And Srila Prabhupada, our guru, our founder, he loved it. The script is beautiful, it's rhythmic, it's musical, it rhymes, and it basically portrays the characters really well. And I have actors there from South Africa, from the Zulu tribe, and they just know what to do. They're just so great up there. And like I said, some Spaniard devotees. Well received. And then we also worked on another piece called Vamana. Now you've all heard the term avatar, right? So avatar represents, literally means one who descends from a higher plane and comes down to a lower plane to help uplift humankind. And so there's this one avatar by the name of Vamana. If you ever look at avatars, Das Avatar, the cute little kid with the umbrella and the sort of wooden knobbed, sandals and wearing deerskin, matted hair and everything, that's Vamana. And he ends up being, the story goes, he ends up being gigantic and huge in order to bewilder a group of people called Asuras. So it was, well received, and I'm so proud of the cast. They did such a nice job. They're so talented, and we worked it, we kind of really polished it like anything. And I'm so proud of them. So we took our troupe, and the last week that we were in India, and now we're going to the south, to a place called Vishakhapatnam and Singhachalam. The south is a little hotter than in the north, and I'm a Nordic person. And the last week I was feeling, I just want to go to Canada, where the air is fresh. There's some famous places in the south. One of them is a place where they worship the Kurma avatar. That's one of the 10 avatars. And Kurma is represented by a tortoise. So there's a stone shaped like him with the head and the tail. And people come there on a daily basis because they have what's called a snan. Snan means like a bath, with milk, sandalwood paste, things like that. It's a really big part of the community there. And many of the great yogis and teachers of the past have visited there, like Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, and then finally Chaitanya, the person we've been talking about. And so it's a real treasure to be there and to experience it. And wherever we go, any of the ancient temples that we go to, some of them are 1,000, 2,000 years old, they like us. They like us because we chant. And that's something that hasn't been, let's say, an integrable part of visiting these holy places. So wherever we go, the priests, they very much like our presence and they encourage us to chant. And so that's what we did. My trip was like that, and then I came back here to get the fresh air at Pearson Airport. Yeah. And then since that time, I've just been on a roll, it hasn't stopped, the travels. Recently we were in Peterborough, and Peterborough is a hub for Kirtan, and it's been going on for years. Like, I understand there's about 300 people over there that are regularly doing Kirtan. Some of you, I met you there, right, in Peterborough a few months ago. And so that's been going on. We've been renting a lot of Christian church spaces, and so we love Christ, and we always did. Still do. He was a great yogi. And so we were in St. Andrew's Church. We had a Kirtan program there to honor Gaur Purnima. That is the birth of Chaitanya. And just yesterday, we were in another church, United Church, Westminster in Whitby. And there we did Kirtan, and we did a little more formalized dance. Everyone really tried hard, and they tried, you know what I'm trying to say. And we keep the steps real simple, but I like what our Guru Prabhupada said a few times. He said, when you try, that's bhakti, All you have to do is try, it's just the intent that's important. So that's a nice group. We only open up there in January, and there's 100 people coming every week. It's just fantastic. And where I just came from, at 243 Avenue Road, is that I was with a group of Russian devotees. They're all Russian speaking, and Ukrainian and Russian, and they like each other. And what brings them together is just like when I grew up, we grew up loving the Beatles. And they, in many ways, united many countries just through their music. I'm not kidding. Those of you who were around at that time, or if you weren't around, you were just too young. I'm just telling you right now, their music united everybody. Right? And so what's happening now with the Kirtan movement that's going on, what I see is it's bringing everyone together, regardless of the background. And basically, what's the draw? It's just attractive. In our culture, which is run by corporates, where everything's kind of square buildings, square clothes, square computers, square desks, everything's kind of square. We're now people are going for curves. And those curves are expressed through chanting and dancing. There's not enough dance in our life. There's not enough music in our life. And I don't think that just turning on the radio while you're driving to work compensates. It really doesn't do the job. What does do the job is us coming together personally and giving each other a hug and just letting it out, singing simple mantras, nothing too complicated. It doesn't have to be very complicated at all. In fact, one of the things that I found in my travels throughout India, it can be quite complicated. There's lots of mantras out there, so I just kind of feel like saying, just chill out a little bit, make it more newcomer friendly, isn't it? Yeah, so that's what's been going on. And, last week we were in Stratford, we had Kirtan group there, and then Kitchener-Waterloo. It's just happening all over the place, And I just, again, want to congratulate you devotees. I didn't mention Kenneth, but all of you who love to go for the deep dive in the cold water. And while we were saying chill out, go for the coolness of Kirtan. And you might go in the cold, freezing water or not, that's okay. But, just incorporate this into your lives. It's not that we always have to wait like once a month necessarily. It's just something you can do in your home and bring some friends. It's not very complicated. Anybody who's got a little bit of a musical sense, musical ear, it can work, for you and for us, right? The world is kind of screwed up. And, when I was in Mayapur, everyone had a good laugh. I'd introduced the play before we put it on. I said, my name is Bhaktimarga Swami, and I'm from Canada, and we're not the 51st state. We always got a good laugh out of that, And we're troubled. But it's definitely, there's a shake-up going on. And I don't think we have to curse it necessarily, because good things come out from the shake-up. And there's a great story in the Vedas, the Bhagavatam in particular, where the good guys and the bad guys, they're churning an ocean of milk, and out of it comes, some poison, in the beginning. It starts to flare up. But after all, these good treasures start to surface as well. It's another one of those great epical tales that you find in the books. So, anyways, I just want to say I'm happy to be here. Thank you for coming here, and keep up the good work. Probably should be once a week, but I don't want to get everyone too excited. Should be every day. Like to get on the Kirtan should be happening every day. Honestly, like before you start the grind. But there won't be a grind if you have the Kirtan in the beginning, and maybe at the end. And so it doesn't take much, as you can see. So I want to thank you very much for listening. We did promise there would be a little Q&A. If there's anybody who has any questions about the travels that I just did, or about Chaitanya, or anything about the life of a monk. And I basically, it's been 52 years I've been one of those guys. No regrets. I just wanted to say that I was in Sudbury at the time, and that's when I made my big decision, I'm going to be a monk. And it was synchronized with a long walk, 9-mile walk that I did. And I just decided, this is what I'm going to do. This is what's going to make me happy. The life of a monastic person is not for everybody, but the life of spirituality is for everybody. Right? So if anybody has any questions or thoughts, anything at all that comes to mind in regards to Kirtan, the culture of Kirtan, or anything about our travels. Yes?
I heard recently that Chaitanya is present anytime Kirtan takes place. I don't know if you can share a little bit about how to kind of visualize that.
Yeah, so your question is, wherever there's Kirtan, there's Chaitanya. Well, it's like that when you do Kirtan, it's coming from a very pure platform. You'll be inviting a few guests that you don't even know are there. It's mystical, but it's the energy that's important that you're inviting. The energy of surrender, the energy of letting go, and whatever you hold as, what you think is, ego-based, you think is what you actually are. You gain the true identity that I'm a spirit and I'm a free spirit. And so that Chaitanya energy, if you will, by the way, Chaitanya means living force. That's what it means, literally. And so that living energy, that powerful life force will come from Kirtan. Yeah, and so that's it. And you know, Chaitanya was so attractive. He would draw. People would come in. He made friends everywhere. You know, and there was incredible there was a lot of conflict during his time, but somehow or other he melted hearts. And I think that everyone, if you carry the Kirtan, the name with you, the sacred sound, you'll have that effect as well. So whatever Chaitanya is in you, take it to, bring it to others. Be a delivery boy. Anything else?
Loving beings,
Loving beings.
lovely.
Lovely.
Every week.
Right, because it's every week, yes. I had the good fortune to be there, you know, before the snow fell down on us. And it was wonderful, right?
Yeah.
It was great. And it's a wonderful space. Yeah, thank you. So, all glories to you. Truly, anybody can set up a program, a format like this. Anyone, doesn't matter, in your home or you rent a space. Like this is a music studio, right? Usually go to yoga studios, church basements, and all that. And in the summertime, like one of our favorite spots is Gage Park. It's in Hamilton. Oh, it's great. It's just all the wonderful people went there. Now, the last time I was there in the summer, we had we set ourselves out, you know, on the grass, and we do kirtan. We have refreshments. And we just concentrate mostly on that. We don't even have to sit down to talk much. But just a few yards away, there's a couple of guys, and they're members of the Atheist Club, right? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what they're doing, but people who were strolling along in the park. They all came to sit down with us and join us. I'd say out of the people there, a third of the people came to sit down and just gain some experience. And everyone just bypassed the Atheist Club. You know, where they just said, oh, questions. So anyways, after some time, they got a little bit bored, and they came and joined us too. Yeah, there's some magic, yeah. Yes.
Oh, yeah, I've got one.
Yes.
You mentioned South Africa and Zulu and the wonderful people from there. Have you ever walked through there? Did you ever spend any time other than Mauritius, which is more?
No, when I go to South Africa, I'm sort of at the mercy of the people who paid for my ticket.
Yeah.
And I'm there to be involved in the festival, the chariot festival that they have, which is the biggest chariot fest outside of India, in Durban. Well, yeah, Durban. And it's usually by the ocean. We have it by the ocean side, by the beach. Yeah, I've thought about doing Africa, but I think I dream about all the time, the whole globe, but it's not going to happen, at least in this lifetime. There's some concerns. It's a crime-ridden place. You know.
Well, it's very foreign and has different things. I've been lucky that I've spent some time there. You just
Oh,
have to be
good.
careful.
Yeah.
You have to be careful. And there's also locals, which makes it a little bit easier to travel or navigate safely.
Yes.
Great traveling, walking.
Well, that's probably, yeah, alone would be probably an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, wherever I go, and I've been through some really interesting places, you know, with the robes and everything like that. If people are kind of up to no good, they kind of look at me, I don't know what to do with this guy. You know, they just can't figure out what can I get out of this person. But the problem is when people are overdosed, you know, people do anything. There are horrific stories. So I don't think it's going to happen in this lifetime. I think I'll just safely tread through the Netherlands for now. Yeah, but they are wonderful people. They're great entertainers, and they're really fun to work with. In fact, my little troupe, my cast and crew from South Africa, they insisted on keeping African with their particular clothes, you know, all colored and everything like that. And people say, oh, that's Bhaktimarga Swami's troupe. And when they get into Kirtan, oh, they go wild, you know. They'll do everything. The worm, you know.
Yeah, lively.
Yeah. One nice thing about India is that it is a place for song and dance, especially in Bengal, and of course Gujaratis are good. And then Punjabis, they love to, you know, beat the drum and dance, especially when there's a wedding. You know, so it is a nice place to you know, kind of traverse through. You want to stay there, you can. I know a lot of people love to stay in India. There's beautiful hill stations in the mountains in the north and elsewhere. So it's good. It's good. But you know, I'm one of those very patriotic persons. I'm just a Canadian. It's in my DNA. And I just want Krishna and Canada to merge together. That's all. Anything else? Yes.
Would you, in light that you've traveled in so many places, do you find that it's better to give to people who are more open than hostile, or is Krishna consciousness for everybody, anywhere, any circumstances?
Well, I think, you know, what we learned from Prabhupada, our Guru, and also Chaitanya, there's no restrictions. You know, you should just give everyone a chance. And of course, there are favorable places, and maybe it makes sense to go in areas where people are just more open to receive. But you know, like even I've been in Amsterdam, I've been in Paris. Like that's almost like one of the worst places to be. You know, it's so mundane. If I can, everything might be paka, as we say. It's very capitalistic and so on like that. But there's just wonderful people over there. And it's just you would never think that such a liberal place would be so close-minded. But you know, I mean, I've been there in Kirtans and public places, and it took me a while to open up. I just felt like frozen, you know, all cringed up like this, you know. And but the tourists like us, they love the chanting. It's just the locals make up the pain. But we have hope for everyone, and you know, again, like song, dance. Who doesn't want to do that? The greatest contribution I think Prabhupada offered to the world was he redefined how to have a good party. So it's a situation where you don't get stoned or drunk on synthetic things. It's all very natural. And then great food and just this opportunity to let loose, a place to make friends, you know, and just feel good. And it's a family-friendly situation. You know, like most parties, you don't want to bring your kids there, right? That means there's something wrong right there. So he redefined it for us, and thanks to Chaitanya, this is where it all starts from. I've been to some of these ecstatic dance places too, and it's kind of similar. They have a lot of restrictions, you know, and people just go at it, and you have a good DJ, and I've been asked, you know, throw some mantras in there, and it's wonderful. Our temple in Utah, Salt Lake City, we rent the space to ecstatic dancers every Sunday, and everyone brings their kids in there, and they just have a good time. So it's not exactly mantra powered, but it's in there somewhere, and it's going there. So thank you very much. Anything else?
So please join me in thanking Bhaktimarga.
Thanks so much for having us come.
Speaking of great food, I just want to acknowledge everyone who is helping out with the prasad. So please stand up if you're not already, because we have Karna Prabhu, and Hari, also Hari, Kalvin Davidasi, So thank you in just a moment, I'm going to ask you to lead the prayer. But beforehand, I'm going to ask now everyone who has a March birthday to please come front and center, right here. Any March birthdays? We'd love to sing happy birthday to you. All March birthdays.
Bring your ID, please. Passports.
You too, Kevin?
Is this all March? Oh, is it really real one? She's true.
1 year old.
Is that why?
Okay, we'll sing happy birthday to you and then Hare Krishna to you right after. Ready? You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, March babies. Happy birthday to you. Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you.
Oh, yeah. So is it his birthday or yours?
His birthday was the 1st of March.
Oh, wow.
No, there's a bigger knife, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I know you're going for the
Push your little finger.
Okay, I'm gonna go and help stir about
All right, we'll do the prayer, in Bengali. Okay. Sharira vichata, Sharira vichata, Jatendriyata, Jiva pale, Shaya sakare. Dharma Jivayati Lobam Sadurmate Take Jeta Tina Samsare Take Jeta Tina Samsare Krishna Bhakta Doya Moy Kori Bari Jiva Jaya Swaprasad Anakilam Vaya Amrita Pao Radha Krishna Guna Gao Prima Kochi Danyanitai Jani Tai Srila Prabhupada Translation, let's eat.
Yeah. Where's my phone?
How are you? I'm sorry?